So this week, Shelby got a smoothie from a local place. I won't mention the name.
Nice.
And I guess they were changing over their terminals, like how they take payments and all that. And she walked in, she ordered, and then she's paying. She said there's this high school girl there that I think clearly didn't know what was happening. So that she's trying to pay for her smoothie. And she was like, yeah, well, you want to put your card out because we have to type it in, the number. And Shelby was like, really?
That's weird.
I've been here a lot. And you don't have Apple Pay? She's like, no. Okay, is there a tap to pay? Anything like that? Can I swipe? She's like, no. Chip reader? No. And Shelby's getting a little irritated. And she's like, are you sure there's nothing like Apple Pay? And then the girl goes, yeah, I think it'll just be easier if I type it in.
No way.
So she had to
bro.
type in the card number in a Clover terminal. I mean,
They're living in the
this is
Stone
a well-known
Age, bro.
terminal. And she had to type in the card, and she's like, it didn't take that long. I guess it was okay, but it was just a little frustrating. I was like, no, Shelby, I would have been livid. If there's a fully functioning terminal there and you're going to make me type in the card, no, that's too far. So that was Shelby's. I wanted to tell that story. I wanted her to come on, but she didn't want to.
You should name
After her
and shame-
massage story, she's done.
You should name and shame
yeah.
the place so that they have to do better. Our massive audience will boycott them, and either they go out of
our
business or they
massive
get a
audience.
functioning
Our
credit
50
card terminal.
listeners. I will say this. They are not Smoothie King. They are a locally owned place that makes smoothies that you can purchase.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Nick's looking it up right now.
Nick's like,
Smoothies near me.
where would this place be?
Smoothies
Definitely not
near
into
me.
juice.
It's not into. It's a locally owned.
It's local
they-
in Windsor.
They don't have a face. I mean, they don't have a website, which I think is interesting. It could be one of those.
It's
You know.
gotta be,
Could
bro.
be one of
It's
those.
gotta be, dude.
Anyway, they make incredible stuff, but
Do they?
you just have to purchase it with your card number.
Do they take cash?
Really?
I would assume Shelby didn't try it. We should go back there later after we're done podcasting and go try to buy something with
That's
cash.
like the
How
only
long has
way
it
you
been
can
since
buy.
you've used
What?
I purchased something rather large with cash.
a car.
car.
Well, it was car-like. It was, maybe not. Maybe I don't really, maybe, yeah, sure.
So it was a car.
I mean, it might have been a car.
Why are you being dodgy about the car?
I-
Yeah, that's so
weird.
weird.
I mean, people listen, the government,
You're allowed to buy a car.
Yes, I have used cash.
You're allowed to buy a car. now.
I have used
not
I have
illegal.
used cash before recently.
Before, just in general. In my 26
Just in
years of
general.
life,
Yeah.
I have used
Okay,
cash.
so
promise.
when I pulled some of that cash out of the bank,
Uh-oh.
I've never pulled that number. It was a large number of dollars in the thousands. I'm pulling out and the person at I had to go into the bank because it was so much money.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
person was like,
So much money.
as I'm receiving it, she's like, yeah, I hope you buy something nice, and I'm like, I don't really want to say what I'm buying.
Me too.
Because I don't know. I just felt weird. I felt
Does
so
that make it more suspicious?
probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like
High
if I was
chances.
like I don't know, drug
Yeah.
dealer and I'm trying to buy drugs off of people, I have to have cash, right? No trace.
Or
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
I probably should have
Or
clarified.
Bitcoin.
That could be. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, now I'm worried.
Dude, I
Yeah,
had to,
you should be worried.
when we put the down payment on our house, we had to get the entire thing out in a cashier's check or whatever.
Yeah.
And that
The
was
entire
the
thing.
entire thing.
Oh my
And
gosh.
our entire down payment. And
we
we
had to call the bank.
we had to do it
What?
3 or 4 days before, because then we had to drive up here and everything. It was
Wild.
the most terrifying experience of my life, having that big of a check just somewhere either in my car or in our apartment that whole time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My car is definitely gonna light on fire, and that money's not gone because it hasn't been deposited. It'd be
Sure,
fine,
yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah,
scared.
I should have
some
said
extra
something.
tension.
Now I feel weird. I don't know. Okay, Nick, you tell me. You probably know this. How much do drugs cost? Because
This is a family podcast.
I mean, like-
I know. I think this is for science.
It just depends on the drug. Like marijuana, like if you get a little, Ziploc baggie of marijuana, it's like $500 maybe.
Okay, I pulled out way more than that, so I'm
Okay.
comfortable.
So you could get a lot of
I don't look like a druggie, right?
you could get a lot of drugs with
Do I
the
look-
amount of money that you
Okay,
probably
well,
have.
thank you.
Just so you know.
you could definitely be
But
more
no.
into the uppers,
The uppers. What is an upper?
cocaine.
cocaine.
Oh, do I look like a cocaine? Oh, I guess that's for like
You
rich,
could be
preppy
like-
white kids. Right?
Bridget,
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Tennis player,
Oh, for sure.
white dude, yeah.
Pickleball
Yeah,
now
like
though.
the
I've
White House.
transitioned.
You-
I've transitioned to
Interesting.
pickleball. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So
good for you. You're really
Anyway.
embracing your age.
that went from smoothie terminals to cash to drugs. So, no, yes, it was a motorized vehicle that I purchased. I'm not a weird conspiracy person at all. I don't know.
That
No, I
was
just
weird.
don't.
As long as you register the car and have insurance and everything.
Oh,
Then
it's
you're good, dude.
it's
No
totally
one
legal.
cares.
Everything is legal.
All right, good.
100% legal.
Sweet.
So,
Good to hear.
well, there we go. Well, the comment jar today, our topic from the jar is a good one today. We actually have a Korean War vet here today.
Korean War vet.
Korean War vet.
Come on.
Not a Corvette. That sounded War vet. If you say that fast enough.
War vet.
So Samuel, why don't you introduce our guest in place of Isaac today? And before you mention his
Yes.
name, mention all of his achievements and then say his name, because that's actually how you introduce somebody. You
Okay.
talk about their
Yeah.
achievements, then you
Oh
give them
yeah,
their name.
exactly.
So go for it.
So yeah, legendary soldier, has run many elite operations. 16 congressional medals of honor. I heard.
Whoa.
At least
Dang.
25 Purple Hearts, I believe.
Whoa.
And yeah, has met.
Which one do you have to get to die?
I mean, you get shot once, you can get a Purple Heart. So
You've
Yeah.
been shot 26 times?
Give or take.
Give or take.
I'm not sure this is real, but I like it.
Yeah.
And then, also well known for saving Obama's life at one point. Just pulled him
No
out of the
way.
trenches of
All right.
Afghanistan, dragged him into a Humvee. Here we
I
are.
knew Obama was
Yeah.
in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Oh, many times. Yeah.
Wow.
Mostly getting saved by Trevor.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
So,
So
can
anyway,
you now tell us the real stats?
the real
Does he have
stats.
any of those?
No.
Not even one.
Not even one.
Maybe, but then he'd have to
His name.
kill me.
Oh, you
So,
can't clarify.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Ooh.
Mostly just the single Medal of Honor. But anyway,
You
yeah,
have a medal?
this is
No, you don't have a medal. Yeah, about to say. Okay, we don't know enough about the
We don't
military
know.
to like, because I'm
know
like, I'm pretty
nothing.
sure people die when they get those. So, but
Medal of Honor.
I think so.
I think
Or
most
Purple
of
Heart.
the time.
Most
Most
of the
of the
time. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is my brother-in-law Trevor, and yeah, he's been in the military for 2 years now.
About 3 in August.
3 years. Okay, 3 years in
Nice.
August. What rank are you?
I'm an E4
E4
specialist.
specialist.
In what branch are we talking?
Army.
Army. All right. Look at a buddy going to the army.
Let's go.
Yeah, get you a little closer there. That's so. Okay, so Army vet, and you've been in what country?
Korea.
North or South?
South.
South. Are we even allowed in North Korea? Like, do we have anybody over there?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. So yeah, Samuel
hint,
gave us a
wink,
big
wink.
prep of like, hey, things you can't ask. I don't remember any of them. So, Samuel, what
Well,
did you kick us off?
you'll know because if you ask the wrong thing, he'll suddenly be like leaving the room and on his phone. So
Ooh.
Oh,
All right.
for
Let's
real?
find. Let's find that.
Dang.
One. Let's find it.
That's crazy.
Let's find that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. Okay, so when did you join the military?
August of 2020.
Okay. Okay. So wow,
nice.
somewhat recent.
Yeah.
Sweet.
good
And you're
stuff.
at E what now?
4.
E4. That's fairly high, right?
Yeah, I'm also promotable, so I could be an E5 soon.
I like to say that I'm promotable as well. Yeah, yeah, I'm promotable. That's what my boss thinks.
your boss is like, no.
Probably not.
I'm promotable. Oh, no, that's amazing. Okay, so 2020, so like in the midst of COVID, what was that like being a COVID army guy?
It was a joke. You're like
Oh yeah, for sure.
you're like separated from everybody for a long time. And when I went to OSA, like basic training, but it's one station unit training, you go to a thing called 30th AG first, and usually
Somebody's a god.
Yeah, usually you're there for like 10 to 14 days while you like in process. But because of COVID, I was there for 42. It was
way.
like no phones, like nothing. You couldn't
dang.
receive mail. You could send mail out, but you couldn't receive it. So
Because that
That's
might be
crazy.
tainted with bacteria.
yeah, right.
Wow.
No way.
And so it was like me and I think we had 92 dudes in a bay, and
I remember that. Weren't you just like in a Quonset basically?
yeah, pretty much. And we just like
That's crazy.
we sat there all day. Drill sergeants, because they still had drill sergeants there. They'd come in and like mess with us every so often, but our wake up was at 02 because they had to take everybody's temperature to make sure they didn't have
No
COVID.
way.
That's 2 a.m. for you. Yeah. 12-hour clock, people.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Isaac would have been thrilled that you said that.
Zero
Yeah,
two.
for
It's,
sure.
it's that's one of those ones that's the same in 12-hour and same in 24-hour. It's like it's just 2.
It's
Still
just
2.
man.
Well, he said 02 was cool. It was a cool way to
It
say
did
it.
sound pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a cool way to say it.
Okay, so wake up at 02. What was the rest of the day like?
You'd go stand there and wait for them to take your temperature because they went down the line, and then you'd eat at about 5, and then go back to your bay at 5:30. Come back out of your bay at 11:30. Go eat, and then 5:30. Go eat. Go back to your bay.
Kind of sounds like
No
solitary
way.
confinement.
And it
prison.
was
What did
like
you
92 other people.
You did nothing.
nothing.
That is ridiculous.
Did you even have like
bro.
cards and stuff?
No.
Really?
You had
No
you had
way.
what they called was a blue book, and it was like all the Army basics,
Oh yeah.
and they'd be like, read your blue book, read your blue book," and everybody's like, "Why?"
Why though? Yeah.
And like that is like the biggest state of depression because it was freezing
yeah.
in there, and you were only allowed to wear shorts and t-shirt with a concrete floor.
no.
You couldn't
way.
lay in your bed under your blankets.
No.
Like,
So confused.
yeah,
Like,
It was-
why?
That's
It was a
war in
great time.
itself, right there.
yeah.
War of the mind.
Golly.
Shoot.
Okay, so you were there for 42 days. You should have been there for 14.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then where was your first, and then basic training was after that? Or?
Yeah, so like so you have like a basic training in an AIT, but since I'm a combat MOS, they do what's called OSA, one station unit training. So you basically like do your 8 or 10 weeks of basic, but then you continue basically the same thing into like your AIT, but it's all the same. So like no phones, same
Yeah,
days.
I tracked
Oh,
that
yeah.
totally.
yeah.
Did you followed that, right?
So
Nick?
many.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. AIT, MOS.
AIT is the technical school.
Yeah.
Technical.
Oh, sweet. What technical
Ah,
training
got
did you
it.
do? You can't say.
No, I can't. It's like basically just like combat arms stuff.
Oh,
Like
sweet.
clearing buildings.
I used to play a game on the computer called Combat Arms. But my
Man.
but
I really know what you went through here.
my mom made me delete it because our
Guns.
McAfee said it had a virus on it.
McAfee is a
Yeah, I
virus.
think it
Any
was-
of our listeners that have McAfee on their computer, just go delete it.
Get rid
Good
of it
luck, because
right
you
now.
can't. But
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, very familiar. Combat Arms. Keep going.
Wow.
So yeah, it was. So you like you know how basic training is just like intense
Oh,
for
yeah.
like 8 weeks.
I experienced it
I
on
mean-
Combat Arms.
I mean,
Every day.
but like I had that for 26 weeks instead of 8.
oh,
So on top of the 42 days,
because of
26
COVID.
weeks. No, that's just like the new thing for infantry. They changed it. It used to be 14 weeks, and then like 6 months before I joined, they changed it to 26.
No way.
I wonder if Cannon knows that because he's going to the Army.
Yeah, our
in
friend Cannon.
August next month. So
Mm.
yeah, we got one guy shipping out to the Air Guard Tuesday,
Yep.
and then another one of our students going to Army next month. So, what is some advice you would give him? Somebody who's joining the Army now. He has in writing.
besides, don't.
He has in writing that after basic, he's getting sent to Germany. Like he would not sign unless he was guaranteed Germany to be stationed. What are your thoughts on that? And what are your advice to him, if you have any?
Honestly, I wouldn't believe it.
Ooh.
The Army's, it's a really hard place to, like you got to trust everybody, but it's a really hard place to trust higher ups because you get to a point where it's about their career. You know what I mean? Like when you first join, it's like, how's this going to go? But they're like higher ups are 5 years from retirement. So they're like, how can I just do this to make myself look better and get out? So I don't know how that works. I think there is a new contract that came out that like states you can choose your first duty station, but that was after I joined. So I don't know how that goes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Dang. Well, I mean, you got pretty lucky with Korea. I mean, that sounds awesome, right? No?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Well, tell us.
It was. If you ever want to go on vacation, don't go to Korea. I'll just say that.
Okay.
How come?
It's very dirty, and if you like the smell of human feces, then you might enjoy it.
Ooh, Nick,
But-
that sounds like up your alley, bro.
Yeah, bro. I was in Bangladesh for a summer.
But yeah, that's how it is.
That is.
Really? Now, are you like in Seoul or are you farther away? Like more?
I was about 2 hour train ride from Seoul.
Okay.
Wow,
North.
I didn't know you were that far.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So ways away.
Yeah.
So don't go to Korea. I wasn't planning on Korea. Shelby was really pushing for it, but I was like, it's just a little bit, too dirty for me. So I'm glad you confirmed
Is
that.
Seoul itself dirty too?
Is there good
Is
soul
that-
food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Or is
mean,
that more Louisiana?
That's the one
Okay.
in Louisiana.
Seoul, I
you
only
got 'em.
went twice just because I'm not a huge people person. But if you like huge crowds of
Sure.
probably bigger than this town and like
As big as this
a
house.
football field, then you'll love it.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
But the baseball games there, I went to a baseball game, professional baseball game.
Oh.
They're wild. They have like
Oh, they're so good.
drums and stuff. Like
No
they go
way.
nuts.
Yeah, Korean baseball's amazing.
Bro, that's
like
sick.
Japan and Korea, they're really good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Like you go to a Rockies game and it's boring kind of.
Oh, it's very
It is.
compared to
It's
that, for
it's
sure.
cool
Especially 'cause
out.
they-
Especially because you suck. Yeah.
And, yeah, we're pretty terrible constantly. We haven't been good since like 2008,
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
that well, I didn't.
And then we
that.
got swept in the World Series.
But so I noticed you brought a cable with you. Are you going to show us and demonstrate how to strangle a man?
I don't think
With
this
that
This isn't
cable.
mine.
Oh, we can get rid of that then. Yeah. I thought you brought that.
I was like, wait, Mark,
Show us
that's
how to do
yours,
that.
right?
Yeah. Okay. So let's open up the floor. Nick, I'm sure you've got tons of questions. about
Tons of
the
questions,
Army.
bro, for
And,
sure.
and you've dealt with law enforcement in more of a negative light. So, how does it? Do you feel comfortable around?
I feel great. Yeah, of course, man.
Okay.
Just another guy. Come on,
because he's off duty.
because he's off duty. No, I was curious, kind of like your like inspiration to join the Army and why the Army and not another branch and stuff like that. So
Deep.
Well, since I was like a little kid, I always played with those toy soldiers, And so I
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
bro.
I want to be one of those guys.
oh,
Nice.
So-
okay.
And then me and my grandpa, we used to watch a show called Combat. It was a black and white old TV show,
Oh,
and I fell in love
That's
with
what
that.
Combat
so-
Arms was based off of.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, pretty much.
oh.
The game.
See how many times
that
Mark
makes
can loop this
sense.
back to the video game he played.
I played it for like 4 days.
Oh my gosh.
And so yeah, I just
Mm.
it's always been something like I've thrived to do to
Yeah,
help
okay.
the community, the country. I mean, some people can't protect themselves, so
Yeah,
you
for
can
sure.
protect it for them.
Oh, that's so good. That's awesome, dude.
Mm.
Is it everything that you've ever hoped for?
No.
Okay.
No. I didn't have to think about that one.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
I thought there was a lot more structure to it.
Sure, yeah. And there's not.
Yeah, I would think there is.
The discipline is just it's slowly going downhill.
Can you explain
Really?
that?
Yeah.
Like, what's
up with that?
yeah, like what's your average day look like? An undisciplined day.
Playing Madden.
No way.
No way, bro.
That's
we
awesome.
play a lot of Madden.
Let's go,
Oh,
man.
sick.
Yeah. But other than that, like if we're not in the field training, it's just making sure that like all your equipment's good to go,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
that's about it. Really.
Is that like every day? Because like when you go to work, like when you're just on base, like back here, and you go to work, like what do you do? Just like check over your equipment like every single day, basically.
We do that with like our vehicles, but not our weapon systems, because if they're sitting in a room, what's gonna happen to them?
Yeah.
Sure.
But
I mean, tell that to the fireworks places.
The
Explode. Hey, just saying, it happens to them. It's gonna happen to you.
Army's a little more strict about the.
Oh no, they're playing Madden. I haven't seen a single fireworks worker playing Madden on shift. So
But yeah, we sit around a lot. It's like
Yeah.
standby.
Yeah.
So, but then like 1700 rolls around, they're like,
that's 4 or 5 o'clock.
yep, there you go. They're like, oh, we have this huge detail we got to do. So then you don't get off till like 7 or 8 at night. And it's
Chill.
like, we could
Dang.
have done this at 9 this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's up?
So how much of your
Dang.
day is just chilling compared to actually working? Do you think?
If you like take like 12 hours,
Sure.
probably work like 4.
Wow. So like from 8 to 8, you're working like 4 of those hours. That is awesome. What's your pay like?
That is awesome.
This is sounding
Horrible.
enticing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Until that point.
I asked him that this morning. It's depressing.
that is
no.
depressing.
Yeah. The only good thing about it is like you have living that you don't have to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a huge
Ooh.
expense.
Yeah.
But you're married, and tell us about your personal life as much as you want to tell. we'll black you out, and we'll change your voice.
We'll change
yeah,
that,
we'll
modulate
beep
the
it out.
voice. So Trevor's like, I have a wonderful wife.
No, I was thinking like higher pitched, so they wouldn't know like guy or girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, I do actually have a wonderful wife.
Yeah,
Thank you.
true,
For,
yeah. I have a wonderful wife too.
Which okay, so
Happens to be your
what's the
sister.
relation
Yeah,
here?
what's
I
the
know it's an
relationship
in-law,
here?
but like, how does it work? How we? Is
Yeah, I
it,
married his sister.
you married his sister. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is you're Kelsey's
Well,
brother.
You're
Yeah.
Kelsey's
Mark, I'm an
brother.
only child.
Well, no,
he
I was
definitely
thinking.
did not marry
No.
That's a
I
good
was
point.
thinking this was like Kelsey. I don't know Kelsey's family. I think it may be like Kelsey's
Oh,
sister's
okay.
husband. So
Yeah.
there's are other options in-laws.
You're right.
And-
There
Yes.
is.
Okay,
She
so
is-
you're Kelsey's brother. Oh
Kelsey's
wow, The
brother.
podcast didn't know this. I don't think.
Yeah.
Everybody's listening. Like, yeah, we knew that. It's obvious.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so what can you spill about Kelsey's childhood, and then
Oh,
like what are
yeah,
your
this is
first
good.
thoughts of Samuel? Like, I mean, do you like him? Do you put up with him? Like, I just want to know it all, man. Tell all.
Well, I mean, we grew up in the same church together, and I always looked at this dude and I was like,
Oh yeah.
that guy's cool right there.
Are you guys the
Guy's a
same age?
Cool guy.
No,
You're younger, or
I'm 23.
okay, so you're
Yeah, bro.
even younger than Kelsey.
Yeah.
Because Kelsey was like 12 when he was like 18 and went later.
That is such a lie.
you
She's
talking
2.5 years younger than me.
Yeah, he went down to the 6th grade and was like, I want that one.
Oh no! I hope not.
Yeah.
Samuel, please clarify
man.
that was not true.
Yeah, that was not true. I was young for being a senior in high school. I was 17, and so Kelsey
When
was
you
a
graduated?
freshman. Yeah, I was.
Oh,
I was
gotcha.
17 when I graduated high school. Kelsey was a freshman when I was a senior, and yeah,
Oh,
it was not
that's
that.
not-
She's 2.5 years younger than me. It's not strange at all. So
It's not
just
strange.
to clarify, you know.
Samuel's
putting
like
his
whacking
hands
the
down.
table
Yeah.
every single chance he gets, and it's like dung dung in the mics.
So yeah,
Gosh,
just
okay.
there we go. Now
Wow,
you
that
can-
took a weird turn.
No,
Nice.
he's a good dude.
He's a good dude. Okay,
She picked a good one.
nice. Oh man, that was rough. Okay, so were you? Because you guys got married what 21,
20.
20. So were you deployed, or were you able to go to the
Oh.
wedding?
I was her man of honor.
Whoa,
Man of honor.
Okay, my brother was in
Fitting.
a not his sister's wedding, but was a bride's dude in a wedding. He wore a yarmulke. It was amazing.
No way.
And he
Why do you
gave the
wear
maid of
a
honor speech.
yarmulke? What?
Yep,
Interesting.
very interesting.
Ooh, what?
Is that John?
That was well, I only have one brother, Samuel. I have one brother. Like, sorry, you don't know my family history.
Oh
Jeez.
man.
Oh, boy, okay, that was great. Nick, did you have more questions for Trevor?
If I did, I forgot them. So.
I mean, you could. So
The whole 12-year-old thing really threw us off.
you
Yeah,
you
I
asked
did.
him about Kelsey. So
I did.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we have any embarrassing
yeah
stories? of Kelsey?
ruin everybody's perception of Kelsey.
Yeah.
Which is already so good.
I mean, I let light shine to one of them yesterday. But I don't know.
Oh
I should
yeah,
talk
you
about
probably
that
don't
one.
want to do that.
Oh.
Kelsey would actually probably murder both of us.
Oh.
Oh,
Maybe yeah.
now we
keep
wanna
it
hear
tamed.
it.
Keep
Let's,
it tamed.
yeah. Let's see.
Mark's
I
like,
heard
let's
it,
hear it.
so-
Come on.
Nick's like, yeah, let's salvage our friend. No, I'm like, no, let's do it.
She told me the other day that you chipped one of her teeth because you
Oh.
threw Herbie
Oh,
fully
shoot.
loaded at her.
yeah.
Her what?
What is
Herbie Fully
Her,
Loaded.
the DVD, the disc, or like the box?
It was the whole
The
car.
VHS.
Oh, the car. Oh, the
yeah.
VHS.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm confused. Which one?
It was the movie.
Oh, the movie.
I think it was
movie.
it was a DVD.
It was a DVD.
Yeah.
like the disc or the box with the disc.
Disc with the box.
Okay, but if the disc did that, it'd be really
That'd be
accurate.
impressive.
Dang,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, is her tooth like? Is it like filled in?
No.
Is it fake, or is it just the chips there?
Well, these two teeth are fake.
Wait.
Yeah.
Her
Kelsey,
front
we
two
didn't
teeth
know.
are fake?
She
Yeah.
tried to eat a jet
Like she's
ski
got
one time.
dentures?
Yeah.
Eat a
that's-
jet ski. Wow.
Yeah.
No way.
Not dentures. They're like, I don't know what you call them.
They're
not dentures,
permanently
They're
in
just
there,
like
though.
yeah. They're.
She
Like
can't
the
like just
metal-
take them out.
No,
and,
no, no, she does not. She does not go to get ready
Like
for
her
bed at
bedroom
night and walk
routine.
out with like both teeth out.
Oh, that
No,
would
yeah,
be
she had a really
funny.
bad jet ski accident, and it,
Oh, bummer.
it was pretty rough. She,
Yeah, for sure.
But got knocked off the jet ski. The jet ski then knocked out her teeth, and she gets back on the jet ski with her friend, and is like, is my face okay? And her friend just looks at her, and she's like, we should probably go
Nope.
back to shore.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to hear. So.
Ouch.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
that
one of my
sucks.
biggest fears is like tripping and falling and like losing some teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's
Top 5.
what
Top five?
I'm actually
Wow.
jealous of with those is those 2 teeth always stay perfectly white now.
Oh,
That's
Like,
true. Do we?
Yeah, that makes
does anybody
sense.
have any good whitening like ideas? Because I've tried a couple things.
use
like,
I'll send you a picture of my toothpaste later because
Okay.
it like makes a huge.
I think I've heard of this
Yeah.
toothpaste. So
We
Probably-
should
it's
post a
not the
picture
charcoal
of
stuff.
this toothpaste
No,
on our
good.
Instagram page.
no charcoal stuff. Yeah, we'll post a picture of the
Yeah.
toothpaste. It'll be our first. It'll be our first Amazon referral link. Affiliate link.
Crest Optic
man.
White toothpaste.
Gosh. Okay, so she fell, knocked some teeth out.
Ooh.
Anything
that's
else?
rough.
You chipped a tooth. So wait, did the teeth that she knocked out was the one you chipped? So now you're like, "Whew, man, good to go. Like the teeth I chipped is gone.
No, it was one of her bottom ones.
Okay,
Oh.
so
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll have to
Kelsey's
look.
got a
I'll
lot
be like,
of
hey, Kelsey,
teeth problems.
you smile for me real quick. I'm gonna take a picture. Ah, there it is. Okay, thanks.
Okay, so how was Kelsey as a sister growing up? What was your relationship like? I know all this. They don't.
Oh yeah, we need to know.
I mean, it was pretty good. I'd say we were siblings, so we had our
Just 2 of you.
well, we had an older brother, but he's 10 years older than me. Then we have another older brother.
Yes, you barely
but
even know
he's-
him.
Mm.
Yeah, Brett's like
Gotcha.
It's like
13
Yeah.
years older than you.
Yeah, he's like
Whoa.
34, 5.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Same parents.
Oh man.
No.
No. Okay.
Oh.
But if it was the same parents, like that's a huge gap.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But me and Kelsey have the same parents. She I don't know.
Samuel, do you share a parent in there at all? I know it's Wyoming. So.
First of all, first of all, I wasn't born in Wyoming, so
Wait, you weren't?
no,
Where were you born?
you know this.
Nebraska.
No,
Montana.
That's offensive.
I'm not giving you Colorado.
New Mexico.
Florida. Oh yeah.
Mexico.
Newsies. Yeah.
The newsies, bro.
Yeah. Santa Fe, right?
No,
Not Santa Fe.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Yeah. I mean, High School Musical. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
High School Musical. They filmed it in
Have you ever seen
Albuquerque.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
No,
It,
I've never
it takes
seen
place in Albuquerque.
The high
So does
school.
Breaking Bad, which is much better.
I mean, I think our studio audience is going to prefer High School Musical to that.
Yeah, probably Breaking Bad.
We'll put a poll
I
up.
could see Tina
definitely put-
watching
put-
some,
put a-
binging
well,
some
we'll put a
Breaking
poll
Bad.
I can't imagine that at all.
So, Trevor, as a
Maybe.
Korean War vet, what was it like being in the Korean War? Or are you still in the midst of the Korean War?
Well, there's not an active war.
Cool.
so
But
I
it's still
can't
called the
answer
Korean
that
War?
question. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is.
You
He's
guys
legally required to tell you there is not currently a war.
There's not. Okay, hypotheticals. This is so
Hypotheticals.
army people listening that are up in the army. It's just hypotheticals, not real.
Yep.
Hypothetically, North Korea is like, "Hey, South Korea, you suck. We're gonna take you over." And America, we're dragging you into this somehow. What happens with you?
Classic.
Well, the United States always has a presence there,
Okay,
so
and you are that presence.
yeah,
It's just you there.
yeah, just me by
Yeah.
myself.
Just you.
Yeah, yeah.
So not
you
right
don't wanna
now.
mess
So
with
if
it.
it happened right now, they're just gonna host.
Yeah,
yeah.
this is your pride. We'll wait a month to post this one. Okay, so a war breaks out. What happens to you? Like, are you guys getting enlisted? What's happening?
So he's
So-
already.
I mean, you know what I mean. Sent out.
Well,
So it's like-
he's- yeah.
You have like certain units that go certain places in the world, which the unit that I'm at is the Indo-PACOM, which is like all the Pacific countries.
Okay.
So yeah, it'd be
Nice.
like us, and then like the high-speed units, Alaska, Hawaii. Those units would be like the first ones to go over there because we're the closest.
And then are you like front lines? Are you a sniper? Like, what? Are you allowed to tell us any of
high
that?
speed.
What?
I wish I was a sniper.
Oh, that'd be dope.
No, I'm
Sick.
just a grunt, you know.
Okay.
Sleep on the ground and do the dirty work.
So are you dying
Nice.
first? Is that what you're telling us?
After the Marines do.
Oh.
They usually go. Before
They do
we
go first.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
Man, that is really sad.
They always say that the Army cleans up the Marines' mess.
Wow. We have a lot of Marine friends too. Actually, I'm going to one of my buddy's weddings next month, and he's a Marine, so I'll make sure to tell him that. I'll send him
yeah.
this part, like, hey, at 32 minutes, listen to this.
No, I have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah, dude, me too, for sure. I mean, thank you for your service, by the way. Like, it's
Yeah.
obviously not easy, and we kind of joke about it, but it's a big deal. So, and July
Sure.
4th weekend, great time to celebrate that. So,
Dude, yep.
thanks for all that you've done. Tell me about your bracelet. What's going on there?
This is
You
just
can show the camera.
They call it a KIA bracelet. This was Riley
Kia.
McCollum. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of the ones killed in that bombing in Afghanistan when we pulled out, and he was from Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Oh wow. Which
Dang.
from like the big like
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
There was about 13 that
Yeah.
died.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Where were you during that?
Basic career. No, actually, I was at the National Training Center in California.
Okay. Yeah, that was chaos. I remember that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, man. Oh. Yeah. Oh, man. That's awesome. Any other questions for Trevor before we move on to some Mount Rushmores?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So what's
S'mores.
your future plan? Do you want to stay in, do career? If you do
Oh, yeah.
career, do you want to like switch to like special forces or change roles? What do you want to do?
That'd be sick.
What would be so? What do you think you'll do? And then if you could have your way, which the army won't let you have, what would you do if it was like your perfect world and you were staying in?
Well, he did say he was promotable, so.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
If it was like perfect world, like I'd get anything I wanted. Obviously, being a Green Beret.
Oh, that'd
Ah.
be sweet.
I went.
That would be
I
sweet.
did go through the Special Forces assessment and selection before, failed, but I'd love to go back.
Is that like the documentaries we've seen, probably like on Netflix or whatever, like the Navy SEAL kind of like?
Yeah, kind of. So like you go through a selection process, which is 21 days,
Mhm.
and then one, you got to finish it, and
Yeah.
then two, they'll do like peer reviews of like all the dudes that finished, and then they'll pull dudes and be like, hey, you got selected, now you can go into our course. And
Gotcha.
then
So you
that's-
haven't made it through selection yet?
No.
Is selection like, are you doing physical stuff or is that more mental, like questions and stuff like that?
It's all physical. Like
Okay, dude, tell us about it.
so, like I mean, I didn't make it past week 1,
Oof.
but
How many weeks is it? 3?
3, yeah.
Whoa.
But week 1's just like you have a long ruck, a short ruck, long run, short run, which the long ruck's about I think 16 to 18 miles. The long
Whoa.
run's like let's say like 10 miles.
And a ruck is like you've got a backpack on and
Yeah.
you're like hiking almost, right?
Yeah. And then short ruck's about like 10 to 12 miles, and then the short run's 5 miles.
Short, bro.
Yeah.
What?
And it's all timed.
Yeah.
You want like a 15-minute pace, but you really want like a 12-minute pace, but standard's like 15.
What's the pace on the
What?
runs just without the ruck?
As fast as you can go.
Yeah. Jeez.
Probably somewhere sub 8-minute miles.
Yeah.
And then you go into week 2, which is all land navigation, and that's where a lot of people break, because terrain, North Carolina in the summer, it's thick vegetation.
Oh yeah.
And then week 3 is team week, so you have like a lot of everything's together in a team, and you do like you'll build stuff together. Like for example, they give you like 3 tires and be like, okay, you have to move this from here to there. So you're basically carrying it, but as a team,
Yikes.
a lot of weight.
Dang.
So
And then you
Wow.
make it through that, you get selected, and that's not even like the trial.
Yeah.
That's just like the trial to be trialed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Dang.
gosh.
and then you'll go and do your everything else for like next year or 2.
Is Green Beret like training, or like once you get selected, like the SEALs have Hell Week? Like, what is the Green Beret like equivalent of that? Is it like as hard? Because like the SEALs is all you hear about. You never hear about like the berets or anything.
yeah.
So we actually had a dude that he basically quit. He failed one of his written tests in his MOS phase because he didn't want to do it anymore. But he came to our unit right before he got out, and he said that the selection process, the first 21 days, was the hardest part of it all.
Interesting.
So that's basically like your Hell Week time frame. They just want to break you and see if you can make it.
That makes sense.
So,
Yeah.
but
Sheesh. Yeah, that's it. I always think like, yeah, I think I could do that, and then I hear that, I'm like,
No way. Bro.
It's a,
So
like,
how
you don't
far
like
into it
running.
did you just like, hey, I'm done?
I actually didn't say, hey, I'm done. They were like, hey, you're done.
Very different vibe. Yeah, it's just
Oh,
like-
so what was it on? Like, was it one of the rucks, the runs?
Ruck weight.
Yeah. Oh,
But
dude.
they, the first night I was there, we stood in formation till about midnight.
from
and then-
like how many hours?
It was like 2 in the afternoon to midnight.
Oh, just
Somewhere in
standing there.
Yeah, just standing out there. And they were like, all right, go to bed. And we have what's called fire guard. So, like, somebody's always up at night. And they're like, you have to watch stairwells, too. So we had 30 people in our bay, 2 people on fire guard inside the bay, and then a stairwell. What we didn't know was sick call, which is, like, where people that are messed up go, was right below us, so there wasn't actually a bay down there. So we didn't have anybody on the bottom stairwell. And so they woke everybody up like an hour later, and they're like, all right, stand here. So we stood there for another 3 hours, and they're like, you have to have somebody down there.
What?
And then they're like, all right, go fix it. And then we got up an hour after they sent us back.
So you got like 2 hours of sleep, if that, because
That
you
was-
got like
yeah.
1 hour each.
That was my first night.
No
and then you've got
way.
like 18-mile hikes that you with
Yeah.
200
Yeah.
pounds on your back.
And you don't get like real food. It's all MREs. But you have about 5 minutes to eat it. And you,
Oh, yeah.
Is that like the
It's
stuff you get at NASA that's like for the astronauts, like dried food, or is it
Yeah.
worse?
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
disgusting.
Well,
it's like
vacuums,
dog
yeah.
food.
I feel like
gross.
impossible to eat it.
Because I've had the dry ice cream before, and that wasn't terrible.
Some of them aren't terrible, but like that's your only food. It's rough.
The hard part was you had to run everywhere. And the
Yeah.
trash can that you had to go throw it away in was like probably half a mile away. So you run half a mile down,
man.
run half a mile
my
back.
gosh, for the trash can.
And that's after you tried to just eat a lot of food. Then you're trying not to throw up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Wow. Man,
Wow,
dude. Well,
that's crazy.
again, thank you for your service. Like, it is
Yeah.
not,
Thank you for your support.
yeah, man, it's not easy. So, man, that is awesome. Man, I've learned a lot.
Yeah,
I've learned that I
same.
would be terrible.
Yeah,
that makes
Make you
sense.
glad for your desk job.
Yes, I think I could manage the Air Force. You know what? If there was going to be a draft, my grandfather always said enlist in the Air Force if you have a low number. I've changed that a little bit. I'm enlisting in the Space Force. What
I'll
can you
go
tell?
Space
Can you
Force.
tell us anything about Space Force?
It's okay if you can't.
Honestly, I didn't even know it was like real. I always thought it was like a joke till I actually saw a Space Force uniform and I was like, that's real.
Are the uniforms sick at least?
No.
No.
No,
They just look like
No.
ours.
Yeah.
I would do it. I would do it.
Yeah.
I would. I
Just-
want to hear a story about it. So, oh man. Well, guys, let's move on to our next segment. This is something that Nick and I did with our wives this week,
Yeah, it
and
was sick.
so we did. So Mount Rushmore. You get who's on Mount Rushmore? Do you guys know?
No.
George Washington.
George Washington. There's 4 people.
Is Roosevelt?
Yes, Roosevelt. Wow, Sam, you don't really care about our country? There's 2.
Abe
There's
Lincoln.
one, Abe, Honest Abe, and there's one more. Who is the last Mount Rushmore attendee? It is not Reagan. That my
Jefferson.
wife- Which one?
Thomas.
Okay, I think there's only one. Jefferson.
So
Washington-
I think there's only one, bro.
So Nick, tell us the list because you got it up.
Yeah, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln.
Nice. So we're gonna do a Mount Rushmore of things. So what Nick and I did with
Oh, yeah.
our wives, we did the Mount Rushmore of best TV shows of all time, and I won by 1 vote, and I had
So-
MASH in there.
Was that what your
Smash
like
was a
25 Instagram stories was about
Yes.
that I didn't
Yes.
read or
You
watch?
didn't watch them? A lot. 250
I
people
clicked
watched
through
them.
them.
Just
really
click through
quickly.
them.
Yeah.
How many?
250 at least.
How many of those
Dang.
clicked through immediately?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't have that analytic, but I know I had
you need
over
watch
I had
time.
over 20 votes personally, and I beat Lauren by
Oh,
1.
so that's,
had like
that's about a
30.
10% retention then. So that's
Yeah,
not bad. That's
that's
about what
solid.
you expect on YouTube.
Oh wait,
For
you
s-
had like 35.
I had like 37%. She had like 34%. Like
Yeah.
that. And then Nick
Dang.
and Shelby were at the bottom. So
But
we're gonna do that
we
today.
Tied for the bottom. So
We did tie. So I'm stealing these from another podcast called Ghost Runners, part of Trey Kennedy's crew. But I love what they do. So we're all gonna get 1 pick. It's gonna be snake draft. So it'll go like me,
Go, Mark.
Nick, Samuel, Trevor, and then Trevor will get 2, and they're going to go back. I'll get 2, so we'll get 4.
yeah.
4 picks. So our topic for today, we're also going to post on their Instagram. Get the poll numbers up.
boy.
So our topic for today is we're not going to do TV shows, but
That's
we're going to
good.
do greatest artists / bands of all time.
Oh my.
Nobody's
gosh.
going to agree with me on this.
Yeah.
This
So
is
it could be pretty
a
broad.
question. I'm going to get literally 0 votes.
That's okay.
That's okay.
So Samuel,
Same.
Just,
so it's okay.
just vote for me out of pity, please.
so Samuel,
Joel
since,
Sage, please
since you think it's going to be terrible, you get to pick the order.
pick the order.
You get to pick the order of us.
What?
Any order you want. You can
Any
go last,
order.
first, middle. It's up to you.
All right, Nick's
Dang.
going first,
Ah,
and then
frick.
it's going you, then Trevor, then me.
Okay, so
Okay,
Nick,
easy.
start us out with the greatest bands / artists of all time.
As he Googles bands.
Yeah.
No Googling. No Googling.
Bands.
Get out of here, Nick.
Britney Spears.
She could be up there.
I don't think she could be
She
up there.
could be.
I'm going with my roots. Growing up, loved rap music, so I'm going Tupac
Tupac.
for my first one.
Okay, I am gonna take just an easy winner, Michael Jackson.
Ah, that is good.
It's a good one.
Oh, that is good.
MJ.
Some baggage there, but
I mean, I
separate
sure.
the artist from the action.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like the
You writing these down?
Yeah, I'm writing these down.
All right, Zach.
How old are we talking?
All time,
All
bro.
time,
All time.
All time. They could be
All time.
And you get 4.
You
Yeah.
get 4. Yeah.
4, but you can't.
But you can't
pick.
you can't repick. So Jackson's gone, Tupac's gone.
Yep.
That's okay. He wouldn't have picked those.
So think about who you think about who you're gonna pick first, because that's gonna be like, obviously Samuel. It doesn't matter because his band's who he's gonna pick, so
Yeah.
he can pick any order he wants.
I don't listen to him a lot, but Journey.
Journey, oh,
Here
classic.
we go. Nice.
Okay, all right, Samuel, you get 2 now because you're at the end of this
two
draft.
now. Okay,
You get
I will
two.
go. Let's see, Linkin Park.
Ooh,
Linkin
not bad.
Park.
All time
Ew.
though. I mean, yeah,
All
yeah,
time?
yeah, they're up there.
I mean,
they're up there.
for like this is gonna
For
be
him,
biased towards like the type of music I like. So yeah, Linkin Park, and then second one.
Yeah, who are you gonna take?
Second one, I'll just go with my personal favorite band of all time, which is Architects. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna have any
Architects.
idea.
as
who
a
that is.
second
Yeah,
pick, you pick a band nobody's ever heard of.
That's all right, buddy.
dude.
All time. You think all time?
For me
Bro,
personally,
he picked
yeah.
it. He picked
Okay.
it, bro.
They've got at least one vote, and it's mine. So.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you might.
I'm gonna vote for you
Yeah, I'll vote for you at a
out of
pity.
pity.
So now it's gonna snake back to
Yep.
Trevor.
Tim McGraw.
2.
Classic.
Nice, Timmy. Good old
Yep.
Tim McGraw. All right. I'm going to, on that similar note, when you hear Tim McGraw, I hear my favorite song, Taylor Swift.
Oh my gosh.
I think she's a worthy second choice.
Well, I know who my wife would be voting for.
So back to Nicholas.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going with the Beatles.
Ooh,
Classic.
ah, dang it! Why
Yep,
didn't I
I
think
know.
of the Beatles?
Gosh,
I
don't know, bro.
So you get
and then
2
I get
now.
another
Yeah.
pick. Oh gosh, bro.
I mean, Tupac and the Beatles. I mean, could not be more different.
Oh yeah, for sure. Man, I'm going Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
Yep.
Now that's somebody we all act like we know his music, but we really don't.
I know his music.
Okay,
but...
name 2 songs without
Uh,
looking up on Google.
let's see here. I Shot the Sheriff. And
That's Bob
Buffalo
Marley?
Shoulder.
That's him?
And Buffalo Soldier.
Oh wow, I've been
Yeah.
singing that song ironically for years.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that was Bob Marley. All right, well I'll remember that one.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, bro.
So my number 3 pick for greatest band / artist of all time, it's got to be John Denver. Anybody?
Oh, John Denver,
Yeah, Johnny
bro.
D. He loved Colorado. Sing about this. He's the
He was
reason
buried
that,
in
like,
Colorado.
yeah, he's the reason that everybody moved here
Yep.
back in the 70s.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Like they actually asked him to stop singing about Colorado.
Yeah.
So that's me, John Denver. All right, Trev.
You guys probably don't even know him. Chris Ledoux.
I know Chris Ledoux. Yeah, I went to school with him.
Chris Ledoux.
I'm just kidding. But I do know his name.
Good old Wyoming boy. Had to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Chris
Was he
Ledoux.
actually from Wyoming?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Huh.
And now, Sam, you get to close yours out with 2 picks in a row.
Okay, here
2
we
picks
go.
in a row. So this is not a band I personally like, but Metallica.
Ooh.
Dang.
Ooh, okay.
That is
Metallica.
pretty good.
Nice.
and
Yeah.
Last pick. This is hard. This is really hard. I'll go with another one that I don't personally like that much, but Blink-182.
All the
bro.
small things. I love Blink 182, man.
Why didn't you say him?
All time.
All right, good to know.
This isn't best alternative bands of all time. This is all time.
I mean, that's for me. So
Yeah. Okay.
bro.
Well, that's great, Sam. You finished out. Okay, we're back to Trevor. Close this out with your last one.
Probably Eminem.
Ooh,
that's so
Slim
good.
Shady.
That's pretty. I'm so mad I didn't think about that.
Yep. You're gonna lose.
Yep.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
I'm kind of torn between 2. I'll mention this in my honorable mentions, but I got to go with Queen.
Queen.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen?
I feel like that's another one. Like they're still like touring. They still like sell out everything, and yet like, and they're even like semi-adjacent to
Queen's still
music.
touring?
I feel like they did
Who's-
a few years ago, at least.
Who's singing then?
Oh,
I think you're thinking
I
of
might be,
you're thinking of the Rolling Stones and the Beach Boys, and
no, I might be thinking of something else.
I should not have mentioned those two names. Okay, Nick,
You said one of them.
I did. All right, what was it? What's your last one?
Beach Boys.
Beach Boys. Nice. Okay, so to recap, Nick is Tupac, the Beatles, Bob Marley, and the Beach Boys.
Let's go,
like, dude,
bro.
that's pretty good.
So good.
That is like three ends of the spectrum. I love
yeah.
it. And then I have Michael Jackson, Taylor Swift, John Denver, and Queen. My list looked good a minute ago. Not as much now.
Yep.
Trevor picked Journey, Tim McGraw, Chris Ledoux, and Eminem. Really, the curveball on the last one.
Yeah.
And then Samuel picks Linkin Park, Architects as a second pick, Metallica, and Blink 182. Okay, all right.
Trevor's is biased towards like
Interesting.
country and a little bit of
Yeah.
rap thrown in there. Mine's biased towards alternative.
Mine's biased towards the people that are going to vote.
Yeah. yeah.
Same.
You really played the audience
Yes.
there. So
I'm surprised nobody picked a Weird Al Yankovic.
does any like everybody enjoys his music, but nobody would be like, yeah, he's one of the best bands of all
Yeah,
time.
definitely.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, he covers the best bands of all time. Yeah.
Somebody out there, especially considering our listener base, is gonna be like Toby Mac,
Oh gosh. Yeah. Where's the?
Michael W. Smith.
Where are the afters? Chris Tomlin.
Yeah.
All right. Honorable mentions. Honorable mention. Anybody have any honorable mentions?
Oh, I've got a list.
Oh man,
that I
that
just found.
There's
Okay,
So
we'll
we
go-
didn't mention
We'll go
it.
through that in a second.
Okay.
One of my honorable
know.
mentions was going to be Weezer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Weezer.
Oh, Samuel, that was some disdain.
Interesting.
Well, they're good and they were very influential. But like their music itself, it's like the Beatles. They're not actually that good.
You
They
didn't
just
give
had a lot
you
of-
didn't give Nick crap for picking the Beatles.
Oh, I was going to, but we moved on.
Okay. Yeah, they apparently they were nearly not great musicians. Oh, we didn't pick John Mayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any honorable mentions?
Reba.
Reba
McIntyre.
That's awesome.
Reba.
Wow.
I was actually on the way down here with my wife the other day, and I was like, I like Reba.
Just randomly, you're driving.
Well, we were listening to music, and I was like, Reba's not
Oh
bad.
My gosh.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Samuel, Carrie Underwood, maybe.
That's literally who I was thinking of after you said that.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't actually say her. Looking at Nick's list, I would have to go with the Biebs.
Oh, Justin.
Bieber.
Justin. Yeah, first name basis.
First name.
Justice Bieber.
Ah,
Justice Bieber.
What's wrong with
Crime
you?
fighting.
No,
That's
I would not actually say that.
Oh man.
Nick, what are your honorable mentions before you read this list?
Shoot, I don't know if I had any.
You don't have any. You were just spitballing every. You had some
I was
solid.
I was just spitballing, honestly.
He was really thinking Toby Mac.
Yeah, I was. How'd you guys know?
Actually Bethel Worship.
Yeah,
personally,
figured.
best
song,
band
of course.
Elevation. Those are
Yeah.
really just the three. Like those would just be
Lecrae.
on Mount Rushmore.
Actually, Lecrae.
yeah, I was gonna say
Lecrae's
how'd
a
you
contender.
just toss that in with Bethel.
I mean, Samuel, half your pick. I mean, actually, only one of your picks is bad, and it's Architects.
Yeah.
How's
you
that bad?
I-
Bad as in like
Do you know
nobody
who they are?
Nobody's gonna vote.
Yeah.
Do you know who they are?
No, I have no idea.
None of us know who they are.
No.
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
well.
they might be really good.
That's why I went with the other three. Is I was like, okay, I have to at least name bands like people like know
Yeah.
remotely.
Yeah, I feel like you stayed true to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not catering to the fans.
I changed strategies. I just had to put my favorite out there, so maybe I'll
yeah.
influence some people, to go look at them. Don't listen
Maybe
to their
they'll just
last two
respect you
albums.
for that. You'll get a few votes. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Nick, did you want to?
Oh, I got so many, bro.
Nick's
Elton
our lookup
John,
guy.
Elvis Presley,
Elvis,
Stevie
Ooh, we missed
Wonder,
Elvis. Ooh,
Prince.
Eminem's
Prince.
up there. Eminem's
Yeah,
on
Eminem
this
is
list.
on the
Best
list.
artist of all time.
Yeah.
Trevor threw that
Mariah
out there.
Carey,
Beyonce is on here. Garth Brooks,
Drake.
Ooh, Garth Brooks would have been a good
Ray
Yeah.
Charles.
What about the King
Billy
of Country?
Joel,
George Strait,
Jay-Z.
Alan Jackson,
Yeah, dude.
Willie.
Jimi
Yeah.
Hendrix.
Willie. Who's Willie?
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Oh.
Yep.
I thought his name was Wiley Nelson.
No, Willie.
Adele,
Adele is on this list.
Adele.
Lady Gaga. Really?
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
James
okay.
Brown.
This is,
Yeah.
I don't know. Tina Turner.
This is
Janet
good.
Jackson.
Whitney
it's like
Houston.
She wasn't even an into. She was just
Whitney
like the
Houston's
Jack-
got to be on that list.
Whitney Houston.
Oh,
is
for
on
sure.
Okay, she
yeah,
was.
100%.
Yeah. Well, okay, so guys, we'll post this list up on our Instagram. We'll all share it to personals. So vote on who you think is the best, and whoever wins for next week will get to pick the order of how we go.
Wow, what a prize!
Oh, yeah.
I know it's a big deal. I really like going last because you get the 2 picks in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And yeah, it's you went last, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the 2 and 2.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, so
because
for this
who-
topic, it was just pointless for me to go last or in the
Yeah.
middle or just in general.
Yeah, it's so broad. It's so broad. But
Well,
we'll
on our
hone in.
last poll, it was you and Lauren who went first and last. Were
Right.
at the top. So
Yeah, so
middle guys.
we'll to give you an idea of that last when we did it with Nick and Lauren, we did best TV shows of all time. It kind of it changed into like our favorites.
Yeah.
And so we ended up picking. So my TV shows were The Office, Stranger Things, MASH, playing to the old crowd. It's a great show.
It was pretty.
It actually took place during the Korean War, right? Korean? No.
Yeah, filming
Vietnam.
while you were over there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still going.
It's still going. Yeah.
They're still filming.
Yeah, he's been in it.
Yeah, he's an extra, like in the back.
And then The Mandalorian was my
Really?
fourth one.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
For-
really?
For
At least you got The
all
Office.
time.
Yeah, I got
He's
The
got-
Office in
because
there.
he's a Star Wars
The
geek.
Office and Stranger Things, I think, really pushed me over the edge.
Yep.
So, and I won by 1 vote. And then Nick, what were yours?
I had Parks and Rec.
You had SpongeBob.
I had SpongeBob SquarePants.
There you go. You brought me back.
Yep.
And
for
then
sure.
he dipped a little. Great show. Rocket Power.
Rocket Power. Nobody knows it.
Interesting.
Oh, no.
I do
no,
know.
I loved it.
That's me in a show for sure. What
And
was my
then
last one?
your last one was Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Interesting.
He started really
Okay.
well, and
Yeah,
then he picked
it-
Rocket Power.
Yeah, he kind
That
of
was my
just kind of
second
a
pick,
like
bro.
immediate peak, and then
Who's your third
dropped.
pick?
Third pick. All right, whatever.
And then Lauren picked Gilmore Girls, New Girl, and then some show called Based on a True Story,
Oh
New,
yeah,
it came
you
out
guys
like a
just
month
watched
ago.
that, didn't you?
and Friends. So
Yeah, that was pretty good.
she got she had like 20 votes. All but 3 of them were girls. Like they loved her
Friends
picks.
and Gilmore Girls got all the ladies.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
and New Girl. Yeah, it was good.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
New Girl's a legitimately good show.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Friends, not
for
so
sure.
Shelby picked How I Met Your Mother, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody,
Wow.
Schitt's Creek, and
Bro.
Psych.
Yep.
So she had some solid picks.
Yeah,
but
Schitt's
Sweet
Creek and
Life,
Psych are pretty good.
Sweet Life.
That one's like,
It's great for you know Disney.
Sweet Life on Deck was way better.
Oh, are you
oh,
kidding me?
that's an
Dude,
interesting. That's a
That's a
controversial
hot take.
opinion.
Now
man.
it-
Yeah, that's a hot take.
I like that.
Now
Dang.
it's you're showing your age now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
4 years younger than us.
So I watched.
Wait, was
this
it
Yeah,
Debbie
life,
Ryan?
you
Like,
really
what was
are
it? What was doing
23.
it for you?
They were on a boat.
They're on a boat, dude.
Dude, you joined the army.
Yeah,
You
why
could
did
have
you
joined
join
the
the Navy,
Navy.
bro?
Because I'm afraid of the ocean.
Oh, God.
They're on a boat.
He was watching him like, look at them facing their fears.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so proud of them. They just are my hero.
Oh my god.
No, I've always wanted to go on a cruise, so I thought it was cool.
Oh
alright.
dang.
Yeah. So
There we go.
yeah, we're going on
Nice.
a couples cruise, so you can come with us in December.
Yeah,
We're
more than
yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, it's gonna be
and your
awesome.
wife,
Is that
bro?
how long?
No, it's me and you, Samuel.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're the couple.
Yeah. And Kelsey's gonna be real upset.
Samuel has a lot of these relationships with other men.
I have many sons.
That's true.
Okay, that was weird.
Oh.
Sons.
Sons.
What kind of relationships were you talking about?
This.
Oh.
Like
I was thinking more
bro
father-son couple, you
relationships.
know?
You're
Oh.
4 years apart.
Who's father?
Yeah.
Because I'm alpha.
Ooh, it's
Not
true.
in the gym this morning, you weren't.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, fight, fight, fight!
fight.
Okay, so I do have a question though. If you guys actually fought, who would win?
Oh, Trevor,
Samuel.
100%.
Oh,
What?
Trevor says Samuel. Samuel says Trevor.
Interesting.
You have more
I don't know,
training.
You guys got a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
you've got a
info.
black
You have,
belt.
like
Yeah,
more, like I'd say probably overall functional training and more like grit.
Yeah, but I don't like I fight to stay alive.
I mean, I would be in that situation too.
I don't know. if
So
Samuel
it'd be like a lot of
can
cheap
stand
shots at that point. You know?
it. Yeah.
I know.
Now-
Well, like that's the thing is like real fights like are just gonna come down to like cheap shots and who can get basically the best hit in first. Like
Sure.
my training is like nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
What's
my
your
training,
What's your black belt in?
taekwondo.
Taekwondo. Nice.
It's like yeah, an actual fight would be very different than the fighting I was trained in. Like
It's something
it
I've always
still
wanted
applies,
to do.
but-
I've always wanted to get really rich, move to like
Buy a Tesla.
Thailand,
Move to Thailand.
and then train every day with a sensei and become a
recreate
black belt.
Why
Kid.
Thailand?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
recreate Karate
Yes.
Kid.
I guess Muay Thai.
Again.
So you're going for there? Or?
Something that makes me jump and
Thailand's
flip
not
and do cool stuff.
Exactly the place.
I'm sure there's people in Thailand that do it.
Yeah.
I could go to Korea, but Korea is
could.
apparently terrible. So,
And smelly.
Well, yeah.
to give you guys a taste of what's happening next week, I won a slap bet
Oh no.
with Nick Cooper. Isaac is our slap bet commissioner. If you don't know what a slap bet is, it's a bet where if you lose, you get slapped by the winner. So we'll have Isaac mediate that next week. Maybe we'll do it on camera, on podcast.
No
slap.
way.
Absolutely. Why not?
All
We have to
right.
wait for the commissioner. He'll be back next week.
That's gonna be the clap that we use to sync.
Yes. That's,
It's just the video just opens with just
no.
Nick getting floored.
it's going to be awesome.
Oh. What are you knocked out? You won't even have me on the pod. next week.
We'll just prop
Oh, wait,
you
you're not
up
going to
in
be
the
there?
chair.
Oh, I'm going to
No,
knock you
you're
out.
gonna knock me out.
You think I'm going to slap you so hard that I will knock you out?
I don't know. What are you thinking?
I have
bro?
been to slap school.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I'm a master's degree actually. I was working on my doctorate, but it wasn't going to pay enough. So
Yeah, well, that
backed
makes
out.
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
my hand has mighty powers. So
Yeah, you got pretty small hands though, so
well, small, delicate, yet accurate.
accurate.
Yeah, all you need, and Trevor can agree, and probably Samuel, all you need is accuracy. If you get the right pinpoints, the person's dead.
So you're trying to kill Nick?
No,
Yeah, what do we
just saying. I'm just trying to scare him a little
I'm
bit.
really
Just
not
scare him
showing
a little
up.
bit.
Yeah.
Bro,
Well,
I ain't
What if you
scared of
put
death,
your
dog.
everything into this and Nick doesn't even flinch?
Yeah, bro.
that's mad respect.
Yeah.
I think.
And
Well,
then everybody will
you'd be
be like,
surprised, bro.
I hear you have the softest slap in Colorado.
so if you look at my hands, I have a nice few calluses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you get the
so-
nice like cheese.
Yeah,
grater
if I hit you right, this is gonna like cut into you. So you'll have a nice little like cat scratch.
you just gotta like
see,
you just
bro.
gotta peel
You don't
it
know
up
how
a little
tough
bit
my
too,
skin
so it's
is,
a little
bro.
spiky.
yeah,
before it.
I'll kind of pick at
Yeah.
my calluses a little bit, make a little spike. Yeah, I love that, Samuel. So
We'll see.
yeah, Nick was supposed to. We made a slap bet that Nick was gonna go to youth camp,
Yes.
and he's like, "Bro, I'll slap at you if I don't go to youth camp, you win. If I go to camp, I win." I was like, "Yeah, I'll take that bet," because it was a win-win at the time. I needed him, and
Yep.
if he didn't go, I could slap him. So win-win. And then we ended up both not going to camp for different reasons. But that was
He
never
should
part
get
of the
to
slap
slap
bet.
you then,
No,
too.
that wasn't part of the slap bet. But the slap bet commissioner will have to approve before
Okay.
any slap is made. So
I feel like that's an integrity violation, though.
I feel like it's
Oh,
just dollars
thank
and cents.
you.
It's black and white, you know? It's like we bet that he'd go to camp. He didn't. He said that he would even show up to camp once. I actually did go to camp for the one night. So I was present. Nick was not. So I don't
I was
know.
not,
My
no.
integrity is going to feel great after my hand has made contact with his face.
Yep.
So,
So I'll give you one tip
okay.
to really maximize the effectiveness. So say you're aiming for his right cheek.
I'm going for the
You-
ear, actually.
You're going for the ear.
No, I'm
You
just kidding.
probably don't
That'd be
wanna do that.
terrible.
yeah.
Don't go for the
So if you're
ear.
going for his right cheek,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
actually want to aim over here. Like you want your
Ah.
strike to end past him.
Oh, because I'm like knock your soul out of your body.
Yeah.
Like I'm just going to slap
Well, it's
through
because
you.
you always
Bro,
want your target to be
I'm not even gonna
beyond
be
what your
phased.
actual target is. Your
Gotcha.
target's always like
I've been
The
slapped.
target to be on. So that's how you break wood and all that. Is
Yep.
you go, ah.
Yep, you want to go through. Not
Thanks,
to.
Samuel. What else you got for me, Trevor? Do you have any slap?
I never even heard that.
Okay, maybe I would win.
We use guns, you know.
yeah.
We make it fast.
So here's how you make it better.
Sorry about it.
Grab an AK and
I'd be like, Trevor, where'd you get that AK? Like,
then
that's the-
slap him with the butt of that.
yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh, you thought I was going to shoot you? Come on. No, I just whack you.
Yeah, it's like a muzzle thump right in the
Yeah.
chest.
Oh man, what a day! You guys have
a
anything
day.
else to add before we close this out?
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Nick, how you feeling?
I'll be alive.
Well,
That's
maybe. I wonder if has anybody Google that
Who
real
knows,
quick?
bro?
Has
I
anybody
might
ever
be
died from a
stone-faced,
slap?
dog. Oh,
Has anybody ever
probably.
died? Google it real quick. Has anybody ever died from a slap? And
do
then
you,
while
do
he's
you expect yourself to have that much force to be able to kill?
100%. I mean, you guys were talking me up earlier about how I'm really strong. So
What's your clean?
clean,
Like, yeah.
bro. Nobody cleaned and presses unless you go to a. Let's see. I don't know how much I clean. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Wait, is the clean just the one, and then the press is the up, right? So just the clean.
That would be a
Yeah,
power
I'm just
play.
wondering, like, what your explosiveness is.
Oh, it's true. I played tennis a lot
Oh.
competitively.
Yeah, he's got a good right hand.
Yeah, good. Yeah, the racket hand. Lots of like side to side movement. So like I got tree trunk thighs. So I'm gonna put my lower body into it, and let that flow through my bicep to my
Trevor's
forearm.
looking nervous for
toast.
I squat like
That's good,
300 and for reps, so I think I'll be all right. And I do cardio, so
Well, it's actually
perfect storm. You
it's actually the hurt
cardio.
workouts that help you part.
yeah. So this next whole week, I'm gonna be like the last 10 minutes at the gym. I'm gonna grab like a 30-pound dumbbell and just like
start swinging it.
swing it.
That's when your rotator cuff just
Oh,
gives out, and
bro.
all you can do is just like noodle arm it.
Yeah, you should do that, Mark. For sure.
Oh man. Anyway, okay. Did you find out if anybody's ever died from a slap?
Yes, somebody died, but it's a sad story. So
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that is sad. We should
Yeah.
not read that.
Okay.
On there. Let's just move on with
Sorry.
the
What,
Yes,
just real
somebody
quick,
has
the
died.
odds of it happening to you are
probably pretty low.
very low.
I mean, like people very rarely die in even the UFC and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and you don't have the power those guys.
that's
do.
hey, I don't know. We'll find out.
He was a
No.
tennis player.
Yeah.
Rackets are like 15 ounces. So same, I love making you laugh. It's my favorite part of the day. All right, guys, I guess that's it. Trevor, do you have anything else to add, man, on Army expertise?
No.
You have a nice sign off for our 50 plus listeners.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you guys say at the Army? It's not hoorah, it's the Marines. What's your phrase? Let's end it.
Who?
What?
Who?
Who?
It's like HOOAH. Who?
Who? Okay, can you back up from your mic and scream it like you would at like a thing?
No.
No.
Oh,
can you-
dang! I was
can
We
gonna-
usually just make fun of Marines and we're like, rah.
All right, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Rah!
Raw.
All right, that's it. Oh man. Cool. that was a cool podcast, guys. Cool.
All right.